Hello my beautiful friends, this is Moana. Today we're confronting a silent enemy that sabotages our energy, our peace of mind, and our goals, the relentless whispering monster of constant cravings. It haunts our kitchens, our offices, our late-night thoughts. I used to be its prisoner, feeling a gnawing hunger even after a meal, reaching for anything, everything, just to silence that insistent voice. It felt like a losing battle, an addiction I couldn't escape, a constant tug-of-war between my desire for health and the powerful urge to just eat. Have you ever found yourself in that endless loop? You finish a meal, feeling somewhat satisfied, but within an hour, the whispers begin. A little voice, growing louder, suggesting a small treat, a quick bite, just to tide you over. And before you know it, you've consumed more calories than your actual meal, left with a feeling of regret, and still, that underlying dissatisfaction. For years, I was trapped in this cycle, wondering if I was simply weak-willed, or if there was something fundamentally wrong with my body. But I discovered the truth. It wasn't about willpower alone. It was about understanding the enemy, and arming myself with the right weapons. And today, I'm going to share those with you. My first revelation, the foundational pillar in my escape from the snack monster, was breakfast. Not just any breakfast, but a real breakfast. I used to grab whatever was quick, a piece of toast, a sugary cereal, or sometimes, nothing at all. I thought I was saving calories, but I was actually setting myself up for failure. I learned the immense, almost magical power of a protein and fat-rich start to my day. It wasn't just food, it was armor. It kept me feeling genuinely satisfied, truly fed, my blood sugar stable, until well into the afternoon. No more mid-morning crashes, no more desperate searches for sugar. Then came the mirror to my eating habits, food photography. It sounded strange, even silly, at first, taking a picture of everything I ate. But the camera doesn't lie. It exposed the mindless nibbles, the unconscious reach for a handful of chips, the forgotten candy bar. It was confronting, yes, but profoundly liberating. When faced with the visual evidence of my impulsive choices, those accidental snacks began to vanish. The simple act of documenting made me accountable to myself. Spontaneity, I discovered, was often my enemy, especially when it came to food. So I learned to plan. My meals, sometimes for a whole week, were carefully thought out, even lovingly prepared. My kitchen became my sanctuary, not a battleground of last-minute hunger pangs. Homemade food, packed with purpose and nourishment, became my shield against temptation, ensuring I always had a healthy option ready. I rushed through life, and tragically, I rushed through my food. Eating slowly, savoring each bite, truly chewing and tasting. It felt almost unnatural at first, like I was breaking a secret rule of efficiency. But the sensation of true fullness, of genuine satisfaction, wasn't just about my stomach. It was about my mind finally catching up to my body's signals. I was learning to listen. My sweet tooth was a persistent foe, always lurking, always ready to demand its sugary fix. But instead of fighting it head-on, which usually led to defeat, I learned to redirect it. A handful of vibrant berries or a slice of fruit, consciously added to my breakfast, became a small act of self-care. Surprisingly, this simple change quietly, almost effortlessly, quelled my afternoon sugar demons. It was a revelation, satisfying the craving proactively, on my terms. Variety, I discovered, was not just the spice of life, but the key to a truly nourished and contented body. A menu rich in diverse proteins, healthy fats, and especially, complex carbohydrates. These were the building blocks of lasting energy, not just temporary deceptive fixes. My body, finally getting all the nutrients it truly needed, stopped screaming for quick, empty calories. Thirst, I realized, often masqueraded as hunger, a clever disguise the snack monster used to trick me. The simple act of reaching for a glass of water, or a comforting sugar-free tea, became my immediate go-to weapon against these phantom cravings. It was so simple, yet so profoundly effective in distinguishing between true hunger and mere dehydration. When the urge to snack felt overwhelmingly strong, when that familiar seductive pull became too insistent, I had another secret weapon, movement. 5 minutes of quick squats, some stretches, a short walk around the block. It wasn't just about burning calories, it was about breaking the pattern, shifting my focus, proving to myself that I was in control, not the craving. The physical act often dissipated the mental obsession. Finally, and perhaps most crucially, I learned that an empty mind and idle hands were the snack monster's favorite playground. Filling my day with purpose, with tasks that genuinely demanded my attention, left no room for mindless eating. My hands were busy, my mind was engaged, and the whispers of temptation faded into the background, replaced by a sense of accomplishment and focus. Breaking free from constant snacking wasn't easy. It was a journey of self-discovery, discipline, and ultimately, self-love. It taught me that genuine nourishment is about intention, not just consumption. It's about respecting your body and giving it what it truly needs, not what a fleeting craving demands. While the path might feel challenging to walk alone, remember, there are resources, communities, and structured approaches designed to guide you toward lasting change and true freedom. So, my friends, I've shared my battle, my victories. Now, I ask you, do you feel trapped by constant snacking? How often do you find yourself reaching for that extra bite, and what do you think is truly driving those urges? Share your struggles and triumphs below. Let's build a community of support, free from the snack monster's grasp.